As we gradually adjusted to our new livelihood in Canada, my journey towards recovery started picking up as well. My parents contacted Dr. Pirani upon arrival in Vancouver, and I was set to have regular checkups as well as special custom-made orthotics. The orthotics were handmade by an amazing orthopedic specialist, Mrs. Lisa Bennett. Lisa and Dr. Pirani said that I would need to wear my orthotics on a daily basis. The more I wore them, the better. In addition, my parents signed me up to join a clubfoot support rehabilitation group for young children and infants. My routine included daily exercises on a special stretching board, as well as bi-weekly exercises with the other kids from the clubfoot rehabilitation group. This regimen continued on for several years as I was growing and had to be monitored closely to see if my clubfoot would worsen as I grew. Fortunately, it didn't, as it took numerous hours of stretching, angled raises, and rigorous exercise regimentations to restore my right foot flexibility to a normalized angle of 20 degrees. The unnecessary surgeries performed on my right Achilles in my early stages of infancy in turn caused a 0.8 centimeter length difference between my 2 feet. As I was rapidly growing, that difference started becoming more prominent and began affecting my road to recovery. This was due to the fact that consequently, in addition to my clubfoot, I also began developing initial signs of scoliosis, which is an abnormal curvature of the spine. Due to the length difference between my 2 legs, this translated into a misalignment in the hips, as one foot was making earlier contact with the ground when I was walking, in effect causing the scoliosis. The prospect of another dangerously immobilizing surgery was realistic. If I failed to do my recovery exercises and stretch my ankle on my angled board, then I would most probably need corrective spine surgery, running the risk of possible immobilization and being wheelchair-bound for months. Still a young kid, I did not fully comprehend the severity of my situation and the determination needed in order for me to avoid the surgery. Due to the fact that most of my operations happened when I was an infant, I didn't really remember those challenges, especially after moving to a new country. In all honesty, I was simply just trying to be a kid. Fortunately, due to my parents' perseverance, my resistance training and stretching, as well as continuous wear of my orthotics, I was able to avoid the scoliosis corrective surgery at the age of 13. My road to recovery significantly improved after the scoliosis surgery was avoided. I wore my orthotics and was not limited, and I was told to live as normally as I could. At this point, my mobility was not in question. By the age of 14, having both my feet physiologically the same, I reached a pivotal point, and this is where my transformation started. As things fell into place, I started to live a somewhat normal life. My early childhood years were mainly tailored towards my road to recovery. Therefore, a lot of contact sports were no-go due to the risk of possible injury. I had only started playing sports later on, after my scoliosis surgery was avoided, and I really started picking up and falling in love with physical exercise at around the age of 15. Wanting to get big like every teenage boy, I started attending my high school gym 3 times a week. Neglecting the importance of protein, complex carbohydrates, and a consistent and effective training regimen, I didn't see very apparent results. In addition to going to the gym, I was also playing basketball and volleyball. Being at the age of growth, it was unrealistic to expect my body to maintain muscle mass effectively given my diet and ineffective training plan. As high school carried on, I experienced a very quick growth spurt, and I grew from 5'5" in grade 8 to 6'5" by the end of grade 12. After basketball season ended in March of 2018, I was sitting at 6'5" and weighing in at 150 pounds. I really wanted to get bigger, therefore I started focusing on working out more often, without adjusting my diet or training, and in effect, seeing little to no results. I had a rough end to my senior year of high school, which made me reanalyze how I went about things, and how I could rebuild myself to strengthen my mind and body. Things really started to change for me when college started in September of 2018. The new training regimen was difficult. I ate 2 chicken breasts, rice, and steamed vegetables for 2 out of my 3 meals for the day. I accompanied my new diet with a 7-day workout plan with no rest days or cardio at the time. As I continued to eat more, results started to come in around the 3-month mark. I continued this regimen for around a year or so, swapping the animal-based protein with every prep. As summer 2019 approached, I hit my first plateau at a very lean 185 pounds. I was still continuing to just strength train and meal prep consistently, and I started to bulk after summer was over, around the time of the month in October in 2019. On November 19th, 2019, I watched the Game Changers movie and decided to go vegan the next day. My initial goals were to reduce my carbon footprint, maintain my current physique, and increase my cardiovascular abilities. I am very proud to say that going plant-based has not only fulfilled all of these goals, but to my surprise, the plant-based diet has tremendously exceeded all of my expectations, as it has propelled me and my training to the next level. I have become stronger, faster, leaner, and I have taken my cardiovascular abilities to the semi-amateur level for my weight class. After a long winter and spring of bulking, I managed to get up to 230 pounds at around the start of May. The truth was, I did not feel good. I was not a functional athlete. I was simply just large and lethargic. By May 2020, a bit after coronavirus hit, my good friends Connor, Philip, and Jonathan introduced me to the sport of cycling. At first, the sport kicked me to the curb pretty quickly, as I weighed so much at that time. However, with consistency and training, I started putting more kilometers in, and I started to progress. Come in November 2020, I realized that I was ready to set some pressure to challenge my physical and mental abilities. I signed up for the World's Naturals Bodybuilding Federation, or WNBF for short. I am set to compete in the Men's Physique Novice Amateur Heavyweight Division, with the show now rescheduled to take place on June 26th of this year. In addition, I also signed up for the 2021 Calgary 70.3 Half Ironman, which is set to take place on August 1st. The Half Ironman consists of a 1.7 kilometer open water swim, followed by a 94 kilometer bike ride, and ended off with a half marathon, a 21.1 kilometer run. Currently, I am hovering at around 200 pounds, being close to an estimated body fat percentage of around 8 to 9%. I'm weight training every day in addition to doing cardio in the forms of one of the 3 Ironman disciplines per day, swimming, biking, or running. My current training load is aimed at cycling around 150 to 200 kilometers per week, running 15 to 25 kilometers per week, and swimming around 4 to 6K a week. I am very blessed and happy to say that today I am at the point where I have developed both my calves, ankle tendons, ligaments, and lower leg muscles to the point where my orthotics no longer even benefit me. This has been considered a miracle in the sense that I should not be walking well, let alone running, cycling, or swimming to compete. Now, I am at the point where my only walking aid is a plaster raise that aligns my hips so that my scoliosis doesn't return and so my hips stay aligned when I walk. Finally, I would just like to say thank you to both of my amazing parents for all the pain, sacrifices, and choices that it has taken for me to be where I am today. I am truly blessed to have such amazing parents, and I love you both endlessly. In addition, I have no words to express the gratitude and appreciation that I have for 3 very special people, Dr. Zhivkov, Dr. Pirani, and Mrs. Bennett. I have no idea where I would be without your help. Thank you.